guys. So, you may have noticed I have a new digital complexion. I'm off on an early celebration of my birthday in the magical land of Las Vegas. So, at the time you're watching this, I'm probably chatting up all the lovely ladies. Or, more realistically, I'm losing all of my money. So, I didn't want to miss another meeting though, so here's my latest in the series of Understanding Gaming. This week I wanted to talk about the way we classify games and how it's completely wrong. So, John, could you pause me real quick after I have someone answer this question? So, can someone explain to me what first-person shooter means? Go ahead and pause me right now. Okay, good. Now, describe to me the term action as it applies to a film genre. Again, go ahead and pause me real quick. Alright, so if I had to guess, the response went something like this. A first-person shooter is where you control a character through the first-person perspective with an emphasis on shooting, killing, or anything that becomes to a soldier, or pertaining to a soldier. An action flick is a film that makes the audience feel excitement, or has a lot of combat, explosions, that are central to its plot point. If I guessed wrong, just bear with me for a second. Now, could I also have a FPS in which, instead of bullets, I shot love pellets that made women magically fall in love with me? It's from the first perspective, and it's about shooting. But notice how it doesn't really feel like a first-person shooter. We have this idea of what it means to be a first-person shooter. In the film version, this would now become a romantic game because it now focuses on the love between two human beings and the interaction there. So, why does it change? And why does it not change for the beginning? It's because that in the film version, the genres are based off of the aesthetic. Oh man, I just said it. This is the big buzzword, aesthetics. And this is the term that we should use to define our game genres, not the counterpart, which would be mechanics. So what do these terms mean? So if you responded to the last question with FPS is a mechanic and action is an aesthetic, then gold star, extra experience, achievement unlocked, slow clap for you, that is absolutely right. So, mechanics are tools used in games to deliver the aesthetic. And the aesthetic is the emotional response that the player has. So, aesthetic is the real essence behind a game. And it's how you identify what types of games you really do enjoy. Because how many of you play a wide variety of games? Go ahead and raise your hand here if you play more than just one genre. You know, you play your first-person shooter, your MMO, your real-time strategy game, your fighting game. You play a wide variety. But why? Shouldn't you more like a certain type of movie? Or more like a certain type of game? So, I'll give the next with an example. So, I have 3 friends that love Call of Duty, and yet they love it for very different reasons, and it's showcased by the other games that they enjoy. So, the first one loves Portal 2. The middle one would love Counter-Strike. And the third, he enjoys Skyrim. So these are all first-person shooters, and yet they capture very different gaming experiences. So what are these gaming experiences? Well, there are 9 of them, and they are the 9 types of aesthetics that can be found in gaming. First one would be sensation. Sensation is an aesthetic that's found in games that mainly deliver on experience that is found through your senses. So touch, taste, hearing, smell, sight. Now, you're not going to be smelling or tasting a lot of video games, but this is where you come back to a game because of the graphics, certain things on the screen, the way you like the character to look, or the soundtrack, music that keeps making you come back. This is sense play. So, the second one would be fantasy. It's where you step into a role of something else that you're not normally. This is where you get to be somebody else. And the third one would be narrative. This is not to get confused with fantasy, because fantasy is about playing a role, whereas narrative is about the drama that the game delivers. So, it's about the story that can be unfolding. Number 4 would be challenge. And challenge is an aesthetic where you gain pleasure from overcoming certain obstacles. Now, don't get stuck on difficulty, because difficulty is actually a mechanic that is used to enhance challenge. You can have a game that's based on challenge, and the difficulty doesn't particularly matter. It can still be based on challenge even if you cannot fail. And then the next one would be about, the next aesthetic would be fellowship. This is where you work together. It's a cooperative core mechanic where you enjoy working together to overcome certain obstacles. So games like this include World of Warcraft, Borderlands, Journey. Number 6 would be discovery. And discovery is when you go to a game to explore a world, or to see what else the world has in store. So like Fallout, or Dwarf Fortress. So the next one would be expression. And expression is about self-discovery, or a game that allows you to express a certain artistic side of yourself through the game. So like Little Big Planet, or in a sense Minecraft. Number 8 is the feeling, or the aesthetic of abnegation. Now, abnegation, that means that it's the game that you go to just tune out. It's when you don't want to think anymore. You just want to zone out and play the game and be absorbed into the game. And then the final one would be competition. And this is about expressing dominance over another player, or showcasing skill or intellect. This is something very human about showcasing your own skill. So let's go back to my friends. Now, the first one that liked Portal 2, he liked that because of fellowship. The multiplayer in Portal 2 and the zombie mode in Call of Duty were his favorite things. He loved the fellowship aesthetic. Now, my Counter-Strike friend obviously loved competition, right? So then my Skyrim friend, he enjoyed the fantasy aesthetic. He loved stepping into a role that he didn't normally get to play or experience. So I hope that these help you identify what you really liked about certain types of games, and help you identify, as well as maybe allow you to try and experience some of the other aesthetics, because these can be used to clarify exactly what type of games you like and why you like them, which is important about classifying genres. So now it's time for your test. I'm going to put up 3 games, and you're going to have to tell me their 3 or 4 core aesthetics. And then you're going to send me what you come up with on Facebook, and I'm going to judge you. And I'm going to laugh if you get it wrong. Not really. You're probably going to get it right. So I'm going to put it up on the board after this video. Anyway, I hope you have a terrific day, and see you all later. Bye, Gamers Guild.